This is something else. A senator says AG Bondi instructed FBI agents to flag Epstein files that mentioned Trump. And then basically it just goes on to say that she told FBI agents working round the clock, I think like 1,000 agents working on 100,000+ documents, working round the clock, 24 hours a day in shifts, going through all the files before they release them each time and flagging anything that mentioned Trump to be put aside until they could go through it and see what needed to be redacted. So I can understand why certain people with the Democrats or independents, libertarians, whoever it is, believes that maybe this guy, Trump, President Trump, is involved in this trafficking end of this. And here's why I think that that's not true. I think it's not true because, number one, there's no evidence that came out that shows he was. And by the way, if there was, the Democrats would have used it several major times in the past to be able to, like, they were, I'm not going to, allegedly, I'm not going to pin them, but somebody was willing to try and murder this guy on multiple occasions. If you're willing to go all the way to the length of murder, which, you're murdering a former or, to be president, the penalties are far worse than life in prison. You're probably going to get the death penalty. You're probably going to get executed. If you're willing to go that far to take this person out from not being the president, you're going to release Epstein files about him to ruin his reputation and take him out before you have to get to that point of killing him, right? So if there was something there, somebody on the opposing side of Trump would have already released it to discredit him, ruin his name, ruin his reputation, get him out of their way, So I don't think there's anything in there for that. What I do...
And this would have happened years ago, too.
Yeah, way long ago. What I do think is they're probably redacting some of the conversations or situations that his friends were in that he's covering up for them. And his stuff is probably mentioned with it, that cover up or whatever it is. And they're redacting that because Trump doesn't want that released to the public, where it shows that he's covering up for his friends who are working with him because they might not have done anything specifically, illegal or bad with children, but just the situations are so, wrong that they're associating with Epstein that he's covering up for them, and they're redacting that cover up. What's your take on that? Is Pam Bondi and the FBI and the government redacting stuff related to Trump in these files to protect Trump or to protect him from protecting his friends? Like, what's your take?
I don't think it's to protect Trump necessarily. I think, again, it all boils down to the current political atmosphere of this country. The way people are up in arms against Trump and stuff like that. I also don't think it was a good look that they did what they did